Hi everybody, welcome back. As previously stated yesterday, I did say that today we're going to be delving into personal stories from eldest daughters, seeing how it is the month that we need to celebrate eldest daughters. So welcome back. I did find a story on Reddit that I feel like is going to relate, not only relates to what we go through as eldest daughters, but it's also going to tie into what we're going to speak about tomorrow in our first episode called The Responsibility Edition and all the things that come with that. But without further delay, let's get into this Reddit story time. And the title is How Many of You Were Parentified as Eldest Daughters? Let's go. This person's, and it's from a child free account, so it's not even from like an eldest daughter or whatever. I don't really know how Reddit works, but yeah, it's from a child free account. And the story says, I've heard a few different times over the years that eldest daughters who lost their childhood to raising their siblings and sometimes even their emotionally immature parents decide to be child free in adulthood. That's definitely the case for me. I feel like I never got to be a kid and was forced to sacrifice my childhood for the sake of making everyone else's life easier. Now that I am an adult, I put so much work into re-parenting myself that I don't have the energy to parent anyone else, and I might never have parenting energy to spare ever again because it was all spent up before I even turned 18. This might be a lifelong process. A while ago, I told my father that I'm not having children, and he basically told me that I'm going to inevitably get pregnant because kids just happen. No, kids don't just happen. Kids happen when you do illegal or when you fornicate without protection, without a plan. That's how kids happen. Kids don't just happen. That's a lie. Wild thing to say to someone, definitely agree. I told him if all my birth control options failed, I'd get an abortion, and he was horrified, despite claiming to be pro choice. It was infuriating for the person who forced me to compensate for their parental shortcomings as a child to try to force parenthood onto me. Exactly. We'll get into that in a little bit. He even told me himself that I was my younger sister's true mother. Yeah. What? Oh. He even told me himself that I was my younger sister's true mother, as if it were poetic and not a testament to their failure as parents. Exactly. I already lost my childhood and they expect me to sacrifice the freedom of fun in adulthood too? Crazy. That's what I keep saying. Like as the parentified, not even oldest daughter, like the oldest child. People like to joke and say you are their second parent, you are this and you are that. And truthfully and honestly, you did not give birth to anybody. You are a child as much as your sibling is a child. You need to be taken care of the same way your siblings need to be taken care of. And for them, I get that it's a fair thing to say that yes, it is their first time being parents, but they chose to be parents. You didn't choose to be born. So really, it's not fair to say that your siblings are your children because your parents don't know how to parent the amounts of children that they chose to have. You knew what you were doing. You understand. You know how to make children. You know, and still you force your eldest child and be like, like for example, for me, I've been hearing you're this age now, you need to be grown, you need to be responsible, you need to be taking care of your siblings, this. And when my siblings got to that age, they never heard that. They it was just a different story. So I understand that this is a let's read some comments. Oh, I don't know what they call them on Reddit, but let's read these. This person says, me, she relates, or he relates, big dependent, 1933. I did the laundry, I cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner, got my siblings ready for school every morning, and helped them with homework. Helped them get ready for bed, clean the house daily, all while working and going to school. I got yelled at if I missed a spot while cleaning or if I accidentally put a shirt in the dryer that was supposed to be air dried. Life sucked. There's a reason I went no contact with my parents and I'm child free. I feel like I've parentified enough. I've parented enough with my siblings. I don't need to do it again. That's another thing. Like, they will raise you and then expect you to take care of their children, and then on top of that, they expect you to be this perfect little child, even though 9 times out of 10 they didn't even teach you anything on responsibility. You had to figure it out for yourself and then impart that knowledge onto your siblings. You know what I mean? And then they wonder why their children go no contact, or they wonder why their children don't want children for themselves when they've experienced. First of all, we never experienced being a child ourselves. We never experienced having patient parents who teach you everything, who look at you like you're a child, not like they're the boss and then you're the manager. You know what I mean? Like, it was always grow up. It was always things like that. It was having parents, right, that took care of you, that like bought food, that took you to school and all of that. But the emotional side of it was just different, and that's where the distinction comes in. I'm gonna read one more comment and then we're gonna close it out. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll read from a different perspective because this is from the perspective of the son. This comment says it's from such a sin. I was a parentified eldest son. My mom suffered from severe mental health and drug issues, and I have younger siblings, including a brother who is 18 years younger than me. My father tried, but he was busy working 2 jobs so he can stay afloat. One thing it did for me was to absolutely one thing it did for me was to absolutely not underestimate how much work is involved with raising and taking care of a child. No allegiance to it. Don't get me wrong, I love both of my little siblings, and I am proud of the good people they became, despite what happens to our mom. With that being said, I knew from an early age the sheer amount of responsibility it takes. Yes, the responsibility it takes to be a parent is not easy, and forcing that responsibility on a child themselves instead of locking in and raising their own children is crazy. But anyway, I don't have much else to say. I feel like it impacted us in different ways, and I don't want to say too much because I want to get into more of it tomorrow when we get into the responsibility edition. But I do want to say that I do understand it is relatable that we grow up now and we go no contact, don't want to have children. We have to heal we had to suppress our emotions, our vulnerability, our true personalities, and all of that. And yeah, it's a lot. But with that being said, thank you for watching today's video. Okay,